What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate those of you that were waiting for the stream to start. For those of you, excuse me, got a little catch in my throat. For those of you watching the replay, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications when we do these live. You can take part in these live chats right along with us. I had a random little catch in my throat, but we got to start off right. Some of you may have seen the shorts video. Today's sin of the day, Baroque Rouge 540 Eau de Parfum, Maison Alhambra's take on Baccarat Rouge 540. EDP, as you would expect. So you'll see some people complain that, oh, it's gone in 20 minutes. It's gone in 30 minutes. It's anosmia, because I'm having some anosmia issues right now. I'm a bit nose blind to it myself right now. But then from time to time, I'll just get a random strong ass whiff coming off my neck. I do have it on my forearms as well. So it's anosmia, people. That's most of the time. That is your performance issue, is you're just having trouble smelling, your nose wore out. And people argue with me all the time about that stuff. That's a real thing, people. Olfactive fatigue. It matters. Happens a lot with this fragrance, but it smells great. It's a really good interpretation for the money. It's cheap, like 18, 20 bucks. It smells pretty good. I did a full review on this one a while back. Haven't worn it in a while. Nice to revisit. So let's see who's doing what. So Adam, always a race to be the first one here. Happy Friday, good sir. Sin of the day, Essentia L'Homme Le Parfum, the Le Male Le Parfum clone. He is wearing, I'm assuming it's the 5950, the Cowboys Crucial Catch hat. I'm with the 920 today. I'm with, this is, those of you who don't know, this is this year's Crucial Catch for this month, for October, all the different cancers and everything. For the streams, I'm going to be sticking with the pink ribbon logo that I made for the rest of the month. And probably, you see all the pink. We'll probably stick with the pink theme throughout the month, and then we'll go digicamo next month for Salute to Service. But yeah, I know my man was going to tell me what his hat of the day was, so great minds think alike. Not too long-winded today. Hit that like, y'all. Let's get that to 100%. Ooh, that'd be nice. Good to see you. Ken's in the house. Slow day at the auction, even though it's sale day. Car biz shenanigans today. Sin of the day, Ralph's Club Parfum. That's good stuff. Office ladies will not leave me alone. Haha. Kellen to the max. Kellen's in the house. Nothing. Didn't feel like wearing anything today. Probably going to wear something like Dylan Blue or Coral Fantasy tonight, or something else. I don't know. You seem confused, but it's all good. I'm glad to see you. Glad you're able to make it, Kellen. Ross, how are you doing? I can't complain. Wearing Aqua de Joe Absolute. Dan, not the man, best name on YouTube. I even got Dedrick doing that. Got it. That was awesome when he did that last night. Valentino Uomo Rock Stud Noir. Never tried that one. Invictus Aqua on my left side, Hawas on my right. I want to do a true side-by-side, and sad to say Invictus comes off more like a clone than Hawas. Okay, it's all good. How is Coral Fantasy? If I ever try it, I'll let you know. Somebody in the chat would have to weigh in. Fragrance Fraternity's in the house, calling everyone a bunch of sexy beasts. Vince Camuto Homme Intenso, the new one. I haven't tried that one yet. I have not tried it yet. Rock by Wood Intense. There's a Latafa haul incoming. I'm excited for Ajwad Midnight Oud. Never tried that. Kaed. I've heard of that one. I haven't tried it. Badi Al Oud Amethyst. That's a good one. Naja and Ramad Al Oud. Got quite the haul coming, my man. Swiss Arabian Shagaf Man. Gang's all here. Bleu de Chanel Parfum for Ethan. Okay. Gary's in the house wearing Paco Rabanne Ultra Red Man. That's definitely a good one. Felton Fitness and Lifestyle. Good to see you outside of IG. Glad you're able to make the live stream. I know you're not always able to make it, but I get excited when I do see you. So those of you who don't know, we're friendly on IG through fitness is kind of how we came across one another. So about to head to the gym. Speaking of, there you go. Wearing Versace Dylan Blue. I hope you have a great lift. What are you doing today? I know you've been doing a lot of compound movements lately. What are you training today? Let me know in the chat. Good to see you. I hope you have an awesome workout. Joel's in the house. Always a pleasure. Clinton wearing Bulgari Man in Black. That's great fragrance. That is a great fragrance. Happy Friday, everyone. Another cold, rainy day here. I'm going with Prado Luna Rosa Black tonight for dinner and drinks with friends. Well, I hope you have an awesome night. It's good to hear that you're not working tonight. I know you typically work nights, so I'm glad you're able to pop in for a little bit. Sounds like you got it all set up. That's a great choice for what you're going to do. 91 today in Cali, so Sin of the Day's Missoni Wave. We have a cool front moving in. We're going to be low 70s next couple of days. It's starting to move in now. It was a little drizzly this morning, so I didn't take my motorcycle to the gym, unfortunately. I hadn't rode in a couple of days. I was like, I'm going to ride tomorrow. Rain popped up out of nowhere in the morning. But, you know, Nice cool front. So I'm going to be wearing some slightly heavier fragrances for the next week. Like the highest high is like 81, 82. Majority is going to be in the 70s. So a lot of spicy fragrances in my future. Sony Wave's a great choice. The Y EDP for Joel. La Bola Parfum. That's always a good choice. Logie Bear. Wearing Encre Noir à l'Extrême. Cold, dreary, perfect weather for it. Coral Fantasy, such a dope fragrance. Probably my favorite from the BIR line. Very versatile for a sweet fragrance. First Instinct Blue and How Are You? I like the rhyme. I'm doing very well. I can't complain. Had a great shoulder and trap workout earlier. Sick of this bulk. As you can see it in my face and everything. I've put on 13 pounds in a little over 2 weeks. I'm an absolute savage in the gym. Crazy pumps, ridiculously strong. All the fun part about it that comes with the gym of being in a surplus. But man, I feel like a fat bastard the rest of the day eating these meals. I'm stuffed. I'm so full by the end of the day. It's hard. It's understated for how much of a pain in the ass it is to eat to a certain calorie goal, like in a surplus versus trying to stay under a number of calories. Some days that's really hard, but eating slightly under your maintenance calories is not hard. Eating, 1,300 calories over and not just eating garbage is hard. It is hard. I've been eating around 4,000. I've ramped up to about 4,000 calories. I know not all of you care, but for those of you that do, my God, he brought up my gym fragrance. And you asked how I am, so I'm telling you how I am, basically. I'm answering the question. So the good and the bad that comes with bulking, because that last meal of the day, God, it's such a bitch. It's at midnight. I don't go to bed till 2. So at midnight, I'm putting down a turkey sandwich with some spicy nacho Doritos. That's kind of my kind of like what I've geared as my late night meal. So it's some enjoyment instead of just a bunch of rice and meat, because that's pretty much what most of my meals have been. Some form of meat with a shitload of rice. So it gets old, guys. It gets old, but I have goals. And I will. I'm very goal oriented and driven, as you guys probably know by now. So I will achieve. Club de Nuit Intense Man. Great choice. Ombre Eternel from Guerlain. I've never tried that one. Spencer's in the house wearing Dior Homme 2020. You can't go wrong there. Damn, it smells good in the chat. Andy Warhol Silver Factory. I've never tried that one. I know there's a few flankers they put out of the Andy Warhol fragrance. I've never tried any of them. Stetson Black. Cody, you're killing the game, man. It's not fair what you're doing to people right now, because not everybody understands how good that is. Stetson Black and Stetson Sierra, in my opinion, are the two best Stetson fragrances to ever come out. They're good. They're still good. A little jealous that you're wearing that. That's a great fragrance. My bottle's been, I don't even have my bottle anymore. It's been empty for years. I threw it away a long time ago. Juan Ochoa is in the house. Joe loves Mango Thai Lime. This stuff is so damn enjoyable. I agree. It's an addictive scent. Very addictive. Lamont's in the house wearing Cedrat Boisé. Damn, you smell good. Hope all is well. I can't complain. I mean, aside from, once about 9 o'clock at night hits, I'm pretty miserable at that point, because every 2 hours I'm eating. I'm trying to eat every 2 hours. 3 hours max. By 3 hours, I'm force feeding myself, because sometimes I'm force feeding. You know all about that. The bulk is a bitch. Later in the day, early in the day, it's fine. Have a little protein bar with my pre-workout now, which I normally train fasted. But if you're going to take a bulk serious, you need to have a pre-workout meal. Maximize the pump and how much you can abuse the muscles and really have some output in these sets. I've been training so much heavier and serious failure training. I've lowered the volume and ramped up the intensity to where I am just dead walking out of the gym. I went from doing 25 to 30 sets of a lot of volume when I was at lower calorie to doing maybe 15 to 20 sets, but just, God, so much heavier, really pushing it. Because I have all this extra energy to exert. I can't wait for that post-workout meal, which today I had some Chipotle at this garbage ass Chipotle that we have. Ombre Sun, a clone of Amber Sun by Dolce & Gabbana. Never tried that one. You've all heard it. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but I appreciate you asking. Thank you, because I know I'm pretty far behind already. But thank you all for asking. I appreciate that. Hope all of you are doing very, very well. Rocha Salome, excellent choice, Jim. I'm very limited on my LV experiences. Just Ombre Nomad for me. That's the only one I've tried. Wearing Club Black. Hell yeah. Mercedes-Benz. Great stuff. Ed Hardy Love and Luck layered with Ajazi Intensive Silver, huh? Wonder how that smells, because Ed Hardy Love and Luck's phenomenal. There at one time, that was basically my signature scent. It was like my main daily wear fragrance many moons ago, but at one time it was. Joseph Azado wearing Custom by Dunhill. Good to see you. Leighton, smash that like button. Let them know, Adolfo. Let them know. So we're about half of it. We got about 100 viewers and 50 likes. So, and everybody that watches these live streams pretty regular. You would think I'd have you guys trained with hitting that like button by now. Hi, Ross, in the days, Viking Cologne. That's one of the few creeds I still want to add to my collection. I still want to get Royal Oud. I've been putting off getting a bottle of Royal Mayfair and Royal Water forever, but those two, Viking Cologne and Royal Oud, are the four, and I think I'm good. Like, I just want to get those four. I say that I've always wanted to add Original Vetiver. I'm good on Green Irish Tweed, but I've always wanted to get a bottle of Original Vetiver, but it's not all that serious. But those four, this being one of them, is like eventually I'm going to add them. Slap that like button. Is it redundant to own Love and Luck if you have Milestone? Yes and no, because you're getting more fresh spice out of Love and Luck. You're getting much more of that melon smell out of Milestone. So somewhat, but not exactly. Like, they're both in the vein of Millesime Imperial, with Milestone being closer to it. Love and Luck has a lot more fresh spice going for it. But the pronunciation's on point, showing off the inner knee. I'm trying. What can I say? I'm trying to get better at that, because sometimes you got to roll your tongue for some of these pronunciations. But thank you. Thank you very much. Hope everyone had a fabulous Friday. Days, gentlemen only. Were you watching Dedrick's stream last night? Because I brought up how underappreciated that fragrance is, because Givenchy Gentleman kept coming up. I brought up how Gentleman Only doesn't get the love that it needs. It's funny that you bring that up, Sean. So in case you guys didn't notice, I mean, just a random title, clickbaity kind of title. I kind of just might as well have a little fun with that. Time you hear it from me, it's nothing serious. That's why I put this just a fragrance Q&A. Because typically on Fridays, this is what we do. For those of you that are regulars here, you already know that. If not Monday, we always at least do it on Friday, sometimes Monday and Friday. Usually start the week and end the week going into the weekend with just a random, hey, let's just talk kind of thing. The topics are usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Occasionally we have a topic on Monday, but 99% of the time, this is what Friday is. So let's just talk before we head into the weekend, basically. So Jason, good to see you. Another one wearing Cedrat Boise. Hell yeah. Another one wearing Dylan Blue, having Louisiana Gumbo Sunday. Hell yeah, Ryan. Hell yeah. I'm not a huge gumbo guy, but my wife loves the hell out of some gumbo. Today's full upper body workout. I've been doing upper-lower split 4 times a week. Been cutting slowly and planning to hit the stage when the season opens up next year. Well, congrats. So, Big Country, I know you follow my fitness IG page. So Big Country that owns Powerhouse Gym in Houma. He's getting back on stage for the first time in like 13, 14 years. It's on November 18th for NPC Louisiana. So I'm gonna go down that weekend. I'm gonna go show support. I'm gonna go to the show. It's gonna be the first time I've been at a bodybuilding show in a while, years. So I'll be at the show. So I'm rooting for you. I'm definitely rooting for you when the time comes. I'm kind of surprised if you plan on getting on stage next season that you're not trying to pack on some more muscle right now. I figured you'd be bulking right now, because I've noticed, because you were bulking not that long ago. That's why I mentioned that, because I know you've been doing a lot of compound movements up, because I see your stories all the time. But I hope you have a hell of a workout. Like I said, I'm rooting for you. Anyone having performance issues from Dua? #fierce that were purchased this year. Maybe somebody can weigh in, give you a little insight on that one. Evoke Gold. Good to see you, Antonio. Bentley Absolute. Smells like cedar to me. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend as well. Kevin, good to see you. Let's see. I got my Moschino Toy Boy bottle delivered today, and I love it. Yes, it's feminine, but I like it. It's heavy on the rose and pink pepper. Yep. The pink pepper is why I kept calling it fresh spicy. That's why I was telling you the other day it's a fresh spicy rose. It's because there's a lot of pink pepper. Yeah. So I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. I think it's a special fragrance. I don't think there's an in between when it comes to that. You're either going to really like it or not like it at all. It's going to be one of the two. Inicio Rehab, have a good one, y'all. You have a good one as well, Ryan. Enrique's in the house wearing Cafe Tuberosa. I bet that's a good. The name alone is good. Eat big to get big. Yeah, buddy. Got to hit the Ronnie Coleman voice. Yeah, buddy. Yep, you got to eat a lot. You're going to put on more than just muscle doing that. Like I've put on 13 pounds, but I guarantee you, I can almost guarantee you about 4 pounds of it's been muscle at least. The bulk of it's water, but I mean, that's why I got the moon face going on, and no, I'm not on Anadrol. I don't take shit like that before anybody has a joke. Just my TRT, same thing I've been on. But, oh man, you want to talk about, just like I said, savage in the gym right now. That's the only fun part about this for me is the workouts have been great. But man, I still do a little bit of cardio at the end. I still do 20 minutes. I dialed it back, but I'm still doing a little bit because for the cardiovascular benefits. It's not necessarily about dieting and trying to sweat out more. Sure, I want to sweat a little more, but got to work your cardiovascular system. It is important. Got to get that blood flowing, get that heart pumping. It is good for you. Zaharoff, the Most Wanted's great fragrance. Got Honor and Glory coming in tomorrow. Also ordered Fragrance World Spectra Ghost. I saw they got a ton of stuff from Fragrance World in stock on Fragrance Buy. I was debating on making a purchase. I'm holding off. Like, I have some things in my cart, but I want to get to about mid-month. Usually by mid-month, they've stocked some really good stuff. Like, this is the first, like, they usually have like three waves of big restocks throughout the month, I've learned. They have an early month, mid-month, late month. So come mid-month, like probably next week is when I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on some stuff. So I order at least one order a month. I buy some fragrances. So there's a lot of Fragrance World fragrances I have my eyes on right now. And like Blue Summer Vibes, this year's release. Oud Aromatic, the Boss Bottled Flanker. I think I'm going to go ahead and get that finally. What else? I got a few other things. The Fragrance World's Fahrenheit Le Parfum clone. I noticed a lot of people have been getting it. I've been having it in my cart since they stocked it. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. But I know how you feel in the surplus. Overdid it during the winter and gained 10 pounds of muscle plus 12 pounds of fat. I felt like a bloated whale. Thank you. Wasn't moving as fast with my legs. Now look, like I said, I love it and hate it at the same time. Like, part of me is ready to go on a cut. Like, I'm going to be traveling next week, and I think Monday I'm flying out Wednesday, flying back in Friday. So I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to go on a deficit to shed some of this water so I'm not so bloated. So I'm going to eat, 3,500, 4,000 calories through the weekend. Sunday's going to be the last day, and then I'm going to ramp up the cardio a little bit because I'm not going to lose any muscle that I've gained. I'm just going to shed, probably 5 or 6 pounds of water in that 3 days and get the bloat gone. So I don't look like I'm muscular, but I'm bloated muscular too. So I'm going to shed some of that water this week. But yeah, I'm glad to see that you understand where I'm coming from. Yeah, I feel like a fat bastard throughout the day. I'm not a fat bastard. I'm just full of water. That's the downside. That's what comes with all the carbs. Not eating crazy bad sugars, a little bit here and there. I'm not going to act like I didn't have some Oreos the other day. It's a lot of rice and some good fats. I'm not overdoing the fats either. Gerald, good to see you. Spicy nacho Doritos. Damn it, now I'm hungry. Well, I mean, that's my favorite Doritos. And those, if I don't control myself, I'll sit there and eat a family size bag. So I've been making a family size bag go a week, which is rare for me because I just eat it with my sandwich. I put a few chips on the sandwich, crush the bread down so it crumbles the chips. I like that little bit of crunch to my turkey sandwich. And then I make myself a little small portion of Doritos in the plate to munch on as well. Oh my God, this past season I did my first lean bulk. It was up by 15 to 20 pounds. Next time I won't go past 10 pounds. Though I've cut before, hasn't gotten any easier. The eating is super hard. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, I started off, like, I went too high too quick. I did 3,500 calories and was too bloated first couple of days. So I dialed it back to 3,000. And actually, I went like a couple hundred below maintenance for a couple of days to get rid of the bloat. And then I went up to 3,000 and was feeling good. And I've slowly ramped up. I went to 3,500 for a few days. And then I've ramped up to the last 2 days. I did like 3,800 and 4,000. So I think I'm going to cut it back a little bit more to 3,500. Because up until today, like the last 2 days, I was really bloated. Today wasn't as bad. Like the veins were popping today. I mean, for any of you that follow my fitness IG account, I'm not photoshopping veins like some trolls. Like that's just what they look like pumped up. You know what I mean? Look, just chilling at my desk with my arms up, and it's still just big old pipeline right here. So, yeah, been popping because, geez, that's a tough bulk. Good luck. That's what I'm saying. Like that's actually not a ton of calories for some, but I have a smaller frame. I'm 5'7", so 4,000 calories for me when my maintenance is 2,700 with my activity level. That's a 1,300 calorie surplus. So that's like, that's why I can't, like, subconsciously, I got to do a little bit of cardio. It's going to drive me nuts if I don't, because I got to get some of the water out. I got to sweat a little bit. I mean, I sweat when I train, but I want to sweat a little more with some of that post-workout cardio. But yeah, I probably could have just did like 3,000 and stuck to it, but I wanted to do 6 weeks of just kind of really going at it, because I never like really bulk. You know what I mean? Like just eat a bunch of calories, get big and strong, and then, you know, slowly cut it off. Because I think I'm going to go on a cut for like 10 weeks after. Because I'm going to have a bunch of water to shed right away. But I really want to pack it on. There's certain body parts that are lagging on one side that I'm trying to even out and get a little bit more balance. So I need the calories for some of the heavy isolation work that I've been doing. So there's a method to the madness. There's a reason for it. And most people do. Most people don't want to get the bloat that comes with an actual bulk. And it's not, I'm dirty bulk. Like I'm not just eating a bunch of shit and eating whatever. I'm still eating, you know, I guess we'll call it more usable calories. Like they're more beneficial for what I'm trying to do with my goals. But at the same time, it's more shit to cut, you know. I work for Frito-Lay. You're eating my Doritos. Small world, right? I don't think Toy Boy is feminine. I think it's a great masculine take on Rose. There's better out there, but it's a good one in my opinion. That's a fair take. Here, it's not healthy to eat before bed. Well, I don't go to bed for another 2 hours after that. You have to remember that. Because I'm trying to get all of my protein from food. I haven't had a scoop of protein in a while. I'm avoiding the shakes. I'm trying to make all of my calories whole food. Because the protein powders and stuff is a convenience thing. It's not ideal. It's convenient. I do eat a protein bar in the morning as my pre-workout because it's just quick and easy and get my 300 calories just to really get a serious pump. But yeah, no, I don't eat right before bed. I eat about 2 hours before bed. I eat a relatively small meal, a sandwich with about 6 ounces of lean turkey, basically. 2 slices of whole grains, Nature's Own wheat, a little bit of mayonnaise on one side just to moisten up the bread a little bit, with like 5 Doritos that I crunch down on there, and probably whatever you could fit right here without it pouring over of Doritos on the side. So probably a 400 calorie meal roughly before bed. That's not super filling, but to get that extra little bit of balance, a little bit of carbs, some lean protein, a little bit of fats coming from the chips. That's about it. I'm not eating something heavy, and I'm not doing it 30 minutes before I go to sleep. Like I'm giving it time to digest, because the way I've been eating, I'm digesting the food quickly, because there's no other way to put this. This is the nicest way you can put it, is I'm going to the bathroom every few hours because my metabolism's working. You know, my body's processing and digesting the way it should be. The body, you can make the body do just about anything if you're willing to train it and teach it and force it to do certain things. It's miserable to retrain certain things, but you can get it going at some point. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in that motion where it's a flow now. Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense, cool weather finally here. I've actually never tried the Intense. The original's great though. Kenzo Homme EDT Intense sample. I like it a lot. Even thought about getting it in the future. It's definitely the woodsiest of the 3 that I have. I have the new version EDT, the new version EDP, and then I have the EDT Intense. And it's definitely the most versatile. It's very woodsy. Percival, absolutely good fragrance. Of course. Johnny Dang is such a catchy song. Such a catchy song. God. And I've been listening to a little bit of his other music, but it's mainly just how catchy Johnny Dang is. Chanel Laurent Edition Blanc. Hi, everyone. Wearing Ani. Creed Viking for AM. Hell yes. That's a great fragrance. Mr. Maritime, the amazing mango note is pretty good. Gentleman Society. Versace the Dreamer. Dominique, good to see you. Happy Friday. We're in Slither Parfum by House of Sillage for the office. Probably needs to come out with a parfum / elixir flanker yet. They probably will. I doubt they're going to do another ocean flanker. I could see them doing Prada Luna Rosa parfum. I don't necessarily know if they would do an elixir before doing a parfum, but I would think the natural order is usually the parfum comes first. So I'm pretty sure they'll do a parfum. Latafa Nadja. Wearing S-Boy for my gig tonight. Enjoy, my man. Enjoy. As expected, that shorts video is getting a bunch of mixed responses. I had, where's Selly? Where's Selly at? He's not in the live stream. He's like, don't kill me, Ross. But Virtus Vanilla Oud's making its way up there for most overhyped of all time. I said, man, you got your damn mind. That ain't the most overhyped. But like I said at the beginning, I tried to give a disclaimer to start the shorts video. Not saying they're bad. I like them both. I just think they're overhyped. And again, it's my opinion, but a little controversy. People enjoy that kind of stuff. That's my genuine takes. It was Aventus and S-Boy. Because at this stage, I think Aventus is overhyped. And then somebody was like, but if they're copying, everybody's trying to copy it, what's that tell you? It tells me you're an Aventus fanboy. Settle down. That's what that tells me. That's exactly what that comment tells me. You got offended. What's happening? Late to the party, but had to stop by, Josh. I appreciate you stopping by. Profondo, good stuff. Issey Miyake, Lodisi, Pour Homme, a classic. It's crazy to think 90s fragrances are classics at this point. God, I'm old. Leaving for work, we'll try to come back before the end of the live. Well, Joel, I think we're going to do real close to an hour this time. So I don't know if you'll be able to make it back or not, but I appreciate you being here as long as you were. Barbados Vintage, excellent choice. I think Friday's off now. 4 nights of work for this guy. Get all my hours in plus overtime. Damn, so you work some long-ass shifts. Labo, good stuff. Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease. How you like that name with the $2 super sticker? Or I guess it's a super chat because you put some emojis. I appreciate the $2, but that is a hilarious name. I love it. Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease with 2 fire emojis. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. Dino's in the house wearing something I can't pronounce. Super fresh aromatic with a citric, woody, soft, spicy undertone. Assad for Twisted Joe. Assad's right here. That's going to be featured in tomorrow's video. It's a goodie. Labo. Okay, so since you're spamming it, okay, so 5 strikes and you're out. So, yep. We're going to go ahead and put you in timeout for a little while. However long that is, you're in timeout for, because in a span of comments this long, you type that 5 times. Don't do that. You're just saying Labo over and over. Don't do that. 1 too many zeros, but I know what you meant. Exilio Blue Talisman, brand new citrus, Flora Smoky Amber. Love it. Bless all things TLTG. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Good luck to your friend. I'll keep you posted. Yeah, absolutely. Let me know. Yeah, I'm curious to see. They're really cutting down hard right now. Him and his wife Ariel, they're both competing, and yeah, that's right around the corner. That's a little over a month from now. It's November 18th. So I'm going to be in Louisiana for that weekend, and then the following week for Thanksgiving, I'll be back in Louisiana. So. Got a busy November. Brother and sister-in-law are coming at the beginning from Texas to stay for a few days. So yeah, I got a busy stretch. The fall is usually pretty busy for me. Anna, good to see you. Also, the proposal went great. My girlfriend is now my fiance. Unfortunately, she didn't like Libra by YSL. Any other recommendations? Damn. I mean, it's best to just have her sample some things, honestly. Because she doesn't have similar taste to my wife, so I'm going to be useless. If she doesn't like that, that's my wife's favorite fragrance. If she doesn't like that, then she's not going to have similar taste to my wife. So my women's recommendations are going to be useless to you. Basically is what it's going to come down to. I apologize, man, but congratulations. The more important thing worked out, and congratulations. Glad you enjoyed Mankind Legacy. I actually wore it last night out the shower. Curious to see what you'll think of Mankind Rise. I'll get them all eventually. As I see them in the rack stores, I'll pick them up. That's pretty much what it comes down to. That's the kind of stuff you always see Kenneth Cole stuff in the rack stores. Please try it. Diorum Intense Clone. Love a sauna after training. There was a stretch when I was hitting the sauna after training. It's very beneficial for cognitive function and all those things. It's great for your metabolism. It's a great thing to do. But we have at this gym, now at my previous gym, they had big ass saunas when I was in Colorado. Here, it's a very small sauna, and there's always like 3 or 4 dudes in there, which is like max capacity. So I haven't even been in there once. There's always people in there. So I don't even bother. Like, they have separate men's and women's saunas inside the men's and women's locker rooms. They got a steam room right next to a sauna. And there's always people in it because I go midday. Always people in it. So I'm not saying I won't get in it at some point, but the opportunity hasn't presented itself. But if I want to train in a sauna, we have what's called the Pit. It's an outdoor warehouse gym with old rusted weights and stuff like that. It's very hardcore atmosphere. They got, like old gyms used to have just pictures of bodybuilders everywhere. And it's an actual big warehouse. You just go through a door and there it is. And there's no fans, no AC. It's basically like training in a sauna, which I've done a bunch of times. I haven't trained in the Pit in about 2 weeks though. I need to get back out there. Like, I might do arms because tomorrow's arm day. So I might do arms in the Pit tomorrow. It's like training in the sauna. Paradox. See, there you go. Yeah, maybe you can get some good recommendations here in the chat. Because like I said, she doesn't have similar taste to my wife. So that rules me out on my recommendation for women. Because I'm trying to get to a point that I've never been before. Because where I'm at muscularity wise, I've been this big in the past. Like, I want to get a little bit bigger. I want to get to a point that I've never reached and then cut down and get to a level of lean that I've never really done before. Because I've never really done a full on bulk where I got serious with it and was really eating towards a calorie goal every day. And so hardcore on a diet that I literally got down to like 10%, because that's healthy. Like, below that, you can't, it's not good to sustain below 10% body fat, but I want to get down to about 10%, which would be the leanest I've ever been. And I want to put on a little bit more muscle before I do that, because you can't build muscle in a deficit. You can't build muscle at maintenance, even long term. So I want to put a little bit more muscle on first. And then, and plus it's the love of the game kind of thing for me. I love the actual sport of bodybuilding. And that's what it is. It's up and down with your calories. It's seeing, creating changes in your body and everything. I was raised around it, and I'm dedicated to it at this point. So, which my dad got to a point to where he would just stay lean year round once he was happy with the level of muscularity he had. And I'm just not at that point yet, basically. I'm not to where I was like, all right, I'm good with this and I'll just stay lean. So we'll see how I feel after this, because I've never really done the circuit this way before. So after doing this round of bulk cut, I might just be able to hang around maintenance, slightly below, slightly above, moving forward after this. So we'll see. Got Inlandish in the mail the other day, and surprise, my wife loves it. I am surprised. She likes smoky oud nose. I am surprised. That's the first of the wives of people I know that have gotten the fragrance that like it. I have. It's a more woodsy take on Grand Soir. It's not so good that I would say don't get Grand Soir. I don't think it's even close. Not just from quality standpoint. I just think Grand Soir smells so much better. It's so intoxicating. And it's an eternal performer. Grand Soir is crazy powerful. I would say Grand Soir is worth saving up for. It's a special fragrance. If you like amber vanilla, it is that good that I would say you at least need to experience the original. Just going straight to the clones, it's a good clone, and it does have its twist. Like I said, it's woodsy, whereas Grand Soir is not at all. There's no woods in that. But if you try Grand Soir, you'll like kick rocks at Eternal Oud. It's that good. It is that good. And I know there's going to be a lot of people that second that here in the chat. So with that said, guys, I wanted to let you know that I have to skip ahead. I am so far behind right now. I'm probably 10 minutes behind on you guys, maybe even more. So I apologize, but I have to skip ahead. Holy crappy, I was so far behind. Let's see. All right, so let's go right here. We're going to start right here. Have you seen Vocals Fragrances with inspired fluidity, Silverbach, Root Rouge 5-4? I've never heard of this. Vocals Fragrances. I've never heard of them. What is your go-to gym music? I feel that since you were around the same age, you probably listen to some sort of mix of 90s, 20s. Yeah, you nailed it. So go to my link tree. Go to my link tree under fitness and apparel because it's categorized. My Spotify workout playlist is right there for you. It's literally, it's all of those things. Let me do a screen share real quick. Sorry. So it's categorized featured offers, my channels, then fitness and apparel is before the discounts for fragrances because literally there's the links. There's support the channel. So where is it at? It's towards the top. Yeah, it's the very first thing. TLTG Spotify workout playlist. And it's just to give you a little bit. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of songs. That just shows 100, but there's way more than 100. But you hit the nail on the head. 90s and 2000s. A lot of that era of rock, which I have all kinds of stuff, though. I have some modern stuff on there, too. But I just want to give you an idea of how many hours of music I put on that playlist. 40 hours and 46 minutes. 40 hours and 46 minutes of music. Yeah, I forgot how many songs that is, but this is just my workout playlist. Naturally, it's on shuffle. Yeah. Yeah. I like variety, specific genres, but variety. So you have to train yourself. You identify by learning what those notes individually smell like. And then you can move on to how different accords are created with different notes going together. So I like Derek, but this sounds like something as brilliant as Antonio from Real Men, Real Style with his false advertising for his fragrances. I'm sure his fragrances smell good, but it's going to make you do this. It's going to make you do. Come on, man. Fragrances aren't going to make you think better and all this other. Which intelligent fragrances? What does he mean by that? And I like Derek. You know what I mean? I like Derek. I've watched Derek for years on and off. So, because I know he's been doing fragrance content on and off for a long time. I know he's into fragrances. I get it. But because when I saw Antonio's marketing, I started laughing. Oh my God. Please don't reach out to me. It's because it's just like some of these claims, like even these designer write-ups or some of these designer releases. It's like, no, that's not true. That fragrance is not going to do that. Some of these write-ups and marketing for these fragrances, guys, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm back. Well, you were able to make it back pretty quick. Don't let the door hit you on the ass, Joel. Honor and glory from Fuzzman. People we all know better. Hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate that. Esteban, good to see you. Will you get a sample? I'm hoping to sooner than later. I need to look into that. I do need to look into that. Beaufort, London. I'm not even going to try to butcher the rest of that. You should try that one. Whiskey section is always good to see you. Block Party, yeah. Soul Cafe by Savoir Faire. I've heard good things. With it getting cooler, I'm busting out the Mancera Oud Cafe. Pretty underrated. Indeed, it is. I have a decan of that one. I haven't sprayed in a long time. Patrick, good to see you. Spice Bomb Night Vision EDT. I like it. Don't kill me. You're on the right channel if you like that fragrance, because I like that fragrance too. Big man, big lifestyle. What's going on, Ross? Dropping in on my lunch break. Scent of the day is Lamal Elixir on this cool fall day. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great lunch. You smell great. That's a certainty. If she doesn't like Libra YSL, then take the ring back. Leave it to Paul. Happy Friday. It's my birthday, and I'm rolling with Vanilla Oud as my scent of the day. Well, happy birthday, Brandon. And you picked a special fragrance for a special day. Cheers to you, sir. Oh, wow. Hurry up, El Nino. Yeah, tell him, Spencer. What's going on, Ross? Hope all is well. Today's scent choice at Vivamore by Navitus Parfums. Just a friendly reminder. Yeah, there you go. Let them know. I mean, we've got 104 likes with 134 viewers, and you're not going to hear me complain anymore. My day is going very well. Doing a little stretch right now as we speak, but good to see you, DJ. I can't complain. Outside of the misery of all the food I'm going to eat throughout the day. Outside of that, life's good, man. Can't go wrong with Flower Bomb for the wife. Not too many women don't like Flower Bomb. They exist. There's some that don't, but the majority seem to like that one. That is for sure. Chanel Chance Eau Tendre is a great Swiss Army female fragrance. I've never smelled that one myself. I appreciate you guys weighing in for them, though, giving some options and stuff to look in. I love where I live. Congrats on all your successes. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, we absolutely love it here. Absolutely love it here. Hugo Extreme. Keto. I'm not the keto type. I can't cut the carbs out completely like that. I just can't. Lowest I went in body fat's 13%. And that's great. That's fantastic condition to be at 13%. My goal when this cut rolls around, like you're going to see me going from this moon face to my eyes are going to be sunken in because I'm going to drop so much water fast and then it'll level off. But you're going to see a lot of cheekbones and jawline going on. So that's 3 weeks from now before that starts. I got another 3 weeks of this. I'm doing 6 weeks on this bulk and then I'm going to do a 10-week cut and see where we're at. And then I'll probably, depending on what the physique's looking like and my energy level and everything, I might just go on, stick to maintenance until spring. Maybe play with a little something with calories here and there, but pretty much hang around maintenance and just train for a while. We'll see. We'll reassess. But that's the plan for the next 4 months. 16 weeks, 4 months. It's a 4-month plan. Old school florals like Coco Chanel Mademoiselle. But a new one she loves is CH Good Girl Blush. Has some of that lychee from Delana. Noted. Now in the 15% during my bulk. Ross, hope you're well, bro. Any recommendations on Mancera Red Tobacco dupe? Is it worth it? Or just get the real deal, man. They have some good ones. I've heard great things about Paris Corner's Wild and Tobacco. That's in the same line as Sidrat Essence, Super Crush, and Cherry Cola, which are all really good dupes of some Manceras. And I'm sure Wild and Tobacco is. I'll try it at some point. I'm positive I'm going to get it eventually. But man, if you really want red tobacco, it's less than $100. A 4-ounce bottle is going to go a long way. A long way. Even a 60 ml, a 2-ounce bottle will go a long way, man. That's one of those fragrances that, sure, they have some great clones out there, but man, just get the original. It's not like it's crazy expensive. That's one that I would say just go for the original. Just put a little bit extra aside. Wait a little bit longer. It's worth it, in my opinion. Like I said, Wild and Tobacco, I've heard really good things. I know Randy's a big fan of that one. So I'm sure it's good. And I'm going to try it eventually. But like with Super Crush. Super Crush is great. It smells pretty damn accurate to Instant Crush, but just get Instant Crush. Super Crush is good, though. Same thing with Sidrat Essence. There's a little bit of a twist on Sidrat Boisé. It's a little fresher, a little bit more musky. But, for like $40 more, you can get Sidrat Boisé. So like I said, if you really want to stick to the low budget, absolutely. But if an option is getting the original for you, get the original. Anytime the original is an option and you're not just really, really trying to keep the budget low, go with the original. That goes for anything. The Boz has arrived. Had another gym day. I am wiped. Hello, everyone. That is awesome to hear, though, Boz. I'm glad you're getting after it, my man. It's weird, but my girlfriend loves leather fragrances, even the bad ombre leather clone that I showed her. Hey, she likes leather accords. She likes leather accords. Top 3 recommended supplements for bulking. Honestly, it just comes down to food, man. I mean, creatine, you want to make sure you take your creatine. That's as proven as it gets. A multivitamin, a good multivitamin without titanium dioxide in it. A good multivitamin, 1-a-day men's is a good one. As far as the stuff you can get at a department store, 1-a-day men's. Don't get a Centrum. Centrum's got titanium dioxide in it. A lot of it. Enough of it to where over time it's just really not good to be in your bloodstream. That's the main things. Like get a good multivitamin. It doesn't have to be a top level from a supplement store multivitamin, but get a good multivitamin, creatine, and focus on whole food. Try to limit the protein supplements. I mean, if it's convenient for you, yeah, do what you got to do to get your protein in, and your calories that you need. Do what you got to do. It's there for a reason. But if you can, like when I used to work at certain jobs, I would try to take meals with me. When I was training, I would try to take meals with me, and try to limit, eating out and stuff like that. But if that's what you're trying to do, that's an actual goal for you. That's my advice: is try to eat as much whole food, real food as you can. Limit the protein supplements unless you have to do it because you're just on the go too much. In which case, I would suggest getting some good protein bars that's not full of soy protein and shit like that. Like get some good that's full of whey protein, and definitely creatine. I think creatine and the multivitamin, those are a necessity no matter what. Even if you're cutting, even though creatine, people say you're going to hold water, yet it keeps water in the muscle bellies. It keeps the muscle bellies full. It's not water sitting on top of the muscle. It's inside the muscle fibers. So don't let people talk you out of creatine if you're cutting. Bullshit. Don't let them talk you out of creatine. It just helps to keep your muscles fuller when you're in a depleted state. It's not going to be a do-it-all fix, but it's going to help. So that's the advice I would give. It's not necessarily all about the supplements, because like even getting glutamine powder, like if you eat enough whole food, red meats and stuff like that, you're going to get more than enough L-glutamine. You don't need to supplement it. Because I mean, if you're eating red meat at least once a day and at least 8 ounces of it, and let's say you're taking 2 scoops of protein after you work out. Let's say you have a protein shake as your post-workout, which a lot of people do. Most people do. You know how much glutamine you're getting in that? You're probably getting 9-10 grams of glutamine between just that one meal with red meat and those 2 scoops of protein. So that's excessive. Just like BCAAs, that's excessive. You don't need that shit. EAAs, it's okay if you just don't want to drink plain water and you get some extra nutrients in your flavored water, basically. But that's about it. Don't have any time to do any, but things come in the future for sure. I will do more. Happy Friday, Ross. The Rofante by Cortana. I like the name. I've never tried the fragrance, though. Yes is the best. Lalique Ombre Noir is awesome, but it's not alike. Montrese is in the house. What's going on, man? I did like new metal. Like I was a Linkin Park guy, and Pressure 4-5, underrated band. Beat the World. Love that album still. I bought that album when it was new back in 2001 or 2, whenever it was. I remember buying that when it came out. Shout outs to Pressure 4-5. Around 2 to 2.5. Now that I'm in a bulk, it's like 2 hours because I'm barely doing any cardio. I'm doing 20 minutes. Like yesterday, I did legs. I did no cardio. Whereas when I wasn't in a surplus, I was doing a little bit of cardio most leg days, and I was doing legs twice a week. Now I'm doing legs once a week because I added an extra rest day. So I still have that cardio day. Like I'll do chest, back, the cardio day, legs, shoulders and traps, bis and tris, then a full rest day with no nothing, which is Sunday. Sunday's a full rest day. But like this week for that active rest day, we just went walk We went down a trail. Actually, no, we went to the park. We went walk at the park. We did 3 miles at the park, just walking at a brisk pace, just to get the blood flowing. Basically, it didn't really give me a serious cardiovascular benefit, but it's just to get some kind of activity, get the blood flowing. But it was really a rest day. So I'm basically doing 2 rest days now when I was doing 1 before. So I'm eating more and taking more rest because the workouts are even more intense because I have even more fuel, even more energy to burn because I have so many more calories and so much more glycogen storage in my muscles that I'm exerting that much more energy. So after, I'm just beat to shit and my body needs the calories and I'm giving it more calories than it actually needs. So I wasn't expecting to talk about working out this much in this stream. I appreciate that, guys. I love talking about that just as much as I love talking fragrances and hats and shoes and all the stuff I'm into. Throw some D's on. Yeah, that's on the playlist, the original and the remix. The remix is better. So Andre 3000's verse is one of the best verses ever. It's good light, medium, smoky fragrance that you would recommend. Lightly smoky? Lightly smoky. I'm just going to say something that's straight up smoky. I have the travel atomizer right here. I smell it all the time. Guerlain L'Homme L'Intense. Used to be a solid black bottle. Now they're translucent, but the smoke accord in here with the leather, the almond, and it still has that cherry sweetness from the EDP. It's just too good. This is one of the best smoky fragrances ever. And that's why I keep the travel atomizer right here, just so I can sniff on it. It's literally right there with ink pens and a stapler and scissors and all that, like the little organizer. This is the only travel atomizer I keep in there because it's just so good. If you like smoky fragrances, I would encourage you to try Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Intense. It's still my favorite, even with having the extreme and the extreme being phenomenal. L'Intense is still my favorite. Man, Woody Oud. Sample that Oud Wood at Dillard's. I'm loving this clone. Vocal fragrances, clone Grand Soir is ridiculous. Noted. I was confused. All this stuff's pretty good. Absolutely. Absolutely. The Houston scene. My 2 favorite rappers are Slim Thug and Zero. I should tell you plenty right there. I'm a Zero guy. Anybody that follows me on Instagram knows that already. Because there's a lot of Zero tracks in my stories, especially on my workout page. A lot of Zero tracks. Nobody has tracks about haters more than Zero. Paul Wall's got his share, but yeah, I'm H-Town guy for sure. Houston is where my heart is when it comes to the music scene for sure. Slightly overrated. Why you got to hurt me like this, Boz? Why would you want to hurt me? What did I ever do to you? I welcome you in my house on my channel. And you want to tear down one of my favorite brands. No, it's an unpopular opinion, but none of their scents that I tried really did the trick for me, really. No, it's all taste, man. It's all taste. Not everybody's going to like Amouage the way I do. I get it. North Stag, Noof 9. Amazing dupe of Grand Soir. I haven't tried that one. Yeah, he's going to hit a bunch of one-liners, huh? Smash the like button. That's what I'm talking about. Got another Night Vision EDT fan. Welcome to the club. Indeed. I actually have a full review on the channel for you. If you type in TLTG Mancera Udvani, it'll come in. Anytime you're curious, I've got 2,300 plus videos. Type in TLTG and the name of the topic, or TLTG and the name of the fragrance, and the video or videos that feature it will pop up. No, and I'm still going to. I'm still going to wear them. I grew up on the Gulf Coast. I grew up in the same weather I'm living in now for over 30 years. And I wore heavy fragrances in the winter then. I don't live in South Florida. I live in the Panhandle. And I'm saying it like this because I keep having to answer this. And I know you probably didn't know. That's why you're saying this right now. So it's nothing against you. It's just it's like a broken record. Like everybody, when they think Florida, they think Miami. No, it's not the same climate as where I live. It's a several hundred miles difference from the equator, literally north and south. It's way hotter as you go further south. I live in the Panhandle, which is parallel to where I've spent all of my life, except for the 3 years in Colorado. South Louisiana and Southeast Texas is parallel to where I'm living in the Panhandle. It's all the same. It's actually cooler here, a few degrees every day, cooler here than Sugar Land and Home, Louisiana, the two places I spent the majority of my life. So I actually have cooler weather because of the breeze coming off the water here than where I've spent the bulk of my life. So I haven't tried the crystal version. I haven't tried that one. Got my Happy Land samples. Looking forward to testing them out. I hope you enjoy them, Esteban. Lance is in the house. Better late than never. Ministry of Oud Satin. Hell yeah. Tried dieting once. Never again after 2 weeks. Way to put some effort in, Kyler. Way to put some effort in. Let's see. My wife's favorite scent, Tom Ford Santal Blush, but she mostly enjoys my fragrances. Scent of the day, Lancôme La Vie Est Belle Iris Absolue. What a name. That is a long name. Quick check-in to say hello from Newt. Zaharoff Ivory Root. I'll catch the rewatch. Have a great weekend. Everyone, hit the like button. Appreciate you, Newt. Not waste money on the clones. Keep missing the mark. Some of them are pretty good, but I mean, when it comes to Mancera, just go with Mancera. Bit late to the live chat. Happy to be here. Greetings, everyone. Jorge, good to see you. We'll hang out a little bit longer. We got a pretty decent crowd. I appreciate you guys. What's your opinion on Dior Homme? Oh, I think it's one of the best fresh irises ever created. Recently purchased a partial bottle and the fragrance is fire. I agree. It's sad that they discontinued it because honestly, it's my favorite in the line besides the Parfum because it's just so good. I have a big 5.1 ounce bottle of it. It's one of the fragrances I took inspiration from when it came time to create Business Over Pleasure because I was really into that and Prada L'Homme Low around the time. And I wanted to, kind of do my fresh iris because I was really into fresh irises around that time. And I think it's one of the best fresh irises they ever put out. The coriander in there really works hand in hand with that powdery lipsticky iris. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I need to wear it. It's been a little while. I haven't worn it yet this year. I don't think I have. I typically wear it at least a few times a year. Yeah, it's phenomenal. One of the best fragrances Dior's ever put out for men, in my opinion. If you're patient, you can find red tobacco. Yeah, sometimes you can, for sure. Byredo Black Saffron. Weather's finally getting cooler here in Texas. In store. Eternal Oud, Spectre Ghost. Haven't tried it. Jack Clubs. Haven't tried it. I haven't tried them. I mean, I've tried Eternal Oud, but I haven't tried the other two. And I know Jack of Clubs is Blue Electrique. Would you recommend something with all looking for inexpensive fragrance, people pleasing, but don't smell often? I mean, most people don't smell a lot of fragrances often. It's an interesting question. So you typically like the Middle Eastern stuff. I mean, that's what you threw out here. So people don't smell often. People pleasing. I mean, why not Mahir Legacy from Lattafa? The Sedley clone. Why not that? Crowd pleaser. Beloved scent profile. It smells like Sedley. Most people around you have never even heard of Sedley, let alone smelled Sedley. Mahir Legacy. I think that'd be a good route. I sprayed on my arm last night. Good stuff. I mean, it's hard for me to not say Fougere's Marines, but you got to like Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger because the opening is very similar. Beer for bulking or wine? Neither. I don't drink it. I mean, I used to drink beer, but no, not with fitness goals. Sorry if I wrong too much. If you wrong too much, I don't know. Did you mean you write too much? There's Joel's vote. I mean, Sarah's always worth buy, but maybe the best money for value. I mean, that's why I have so many of them. Fine food-based multi helps with absorption and bioavailability. That's a fair point. Just 5 grams, a little over 5 grams, like a heaping scoop. So like 6.5 grams probably. I take it with my pre-workout I know it's ideal to have it with carbs, but the cool thing about me bulking is I'm having carbs pre-workout now. So I'm optimizing my absorption with creatine these days, but I always take a pre-workout. I always have. No, not a beer guy. I've been on TRT for 2.5 years. My opinion is it's great. If you need it, you should do it. You should get blood work and absolutely do it if deemed necessary by your physician. Absolutely. Gluten thing is bad nonsense if you ask me. 21st century nonsense. Yeah, I don't worry about that. Indeed. Sucks for the naturally skinny people who try to gain weight with a weak appetite. Ooh, yeah. That's got to be a pain in the ass to do. I had some childhood friends that were like that, crazy high metabolism, stayed skinny no matter what they would eat. But if they could figure it out, they got the right, they could really just be shredded if they could find a way to get the calories to be useful. I'm not doing plant-based protein. Never have, never. I don't like soy. It raises your estrogen first and foremost. Soy protein is no. That's why a lot of vegans are so bitchy. Being serious. Soy protein, I forgot what the hell it's called. There's a certain molecule in it that naturally raises estrogen levels. That's why soy protein is so good for women. That's why it's in most women's supplements that have protein. It's usually soy protein, pea protein, stuff like that. So I try to limit as much vegan protein as possible. I prefer beef and chicken protein, fish, stuff like that. And then, of course, whey is derived from milk. So the lactose-free or 98% lactose-free anyways, whey concentrates and mainly whey isolates is what I prefer. But plant-based proteins, I try to avoid as much as possible. I'm a carnivore and I want to keep it that way. Because it just doesn't jive with my goals and what I'm trying to get going. The amino acid profile is not as rich with plant-based proteins, and amino acids, the building blocks. That is a great brand, great Swedish brand. First time trying anything from them. Pineapple Oak is a great hybrid. Falls somewhere in between Hachivat and Aventus. It's really good. Yeah. Yep. So is amino acid from plant nutrition any good? They do have amino acids in there. A gram of protein is made up of however much the breakdown is of the amino acid chain, but it's not as rich in amino acids. Like it's far, far different versus like red meat, like cow. Like if you look at the amino acid profile in 2 ounces of red meat versus 2 ounces of whatever equivalent in plant-based protein, whichever, pick one, and you look at the amino acid profile, it's pretty different. That's why typically, depending on your chemical makeup, you can still excel with plant-based proteins. There's plenty of examples of that. I'm not saying it's not a thing. There's plenty of examples of that where bodies thrive off of it. My body doesn't, nor do I want it to. I prefer the whole food, meat-based protein sources. That's just how I am and what I believe and how I've always gone about it. But like I said, I know a few glaring examples on the internet that they're strictly plant-based protein and they have incredible physiques. So it all depends on the person. It really works for some people. For me, not so much. So I steer away from it completely. Like I try to limit it as much as I can. Yeah, you can always also drink your calories. And it's more convenient to drink your calories sometimes. Yeah, they're good. Good stuff. Niche for all is good stuff, man. Valid point, Joel. For years, I could not bulk no matter what I was eating and discovered beer and wine. What's going on, Randy? How are you, man? Yeah, my testosterone level was a 173 nanograms per deciliter when I got tested. Crazy low. Because ideally, they want you between 350 and 750, in some places 350 to 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. So yeah, I was at half of the low point. I had the testosterone of like what was a 70-year-old man 2 decades ago. You know, it's just what it is. Now, look, that could have been from not properly, doing post cycle in years past, in my late teens, early 20s, when I used to do different things, D-ball and DECA and stuff like it. Because I mean, I'm not going to act like I haven't done things in the past. I would never post cycle properly. I was very neglective of that kind of stuff. Or it could have been the way I was eating. The processed garbage that we put in our bodies has a big thing to do with the natural dropping progression we've had over the decades in men with testosterone naturally. So all of that stuff factors in, because 30 years ago, that was very rare to see a guy in his 30s with a testosterone level like I had. Now it's commonplace. It happens all the time. There's so many guys in their 30s on testosterone these days. It's unreal. It speaks to the garbage that we put in our bodies, because that's culprit number one, is the garbage that we put in our bodies. That's the leading culprit. They do have olibanum in there, and I do get it off of my skin. Usually frankincense will find its way to come off of my skin if it's in a formula. It definitely shines on me, and I do get the olibanum, the frankincense that's in there, for sure. That is a slightly smoky fragrance. Good call. Good call, Lee. I agree, Montrese. Totally agree. Hip hop, trip hop. Get your nose on Amir Oud fragrances. Never tried them. I have a few. If you want a slightly unique, very bubbly aromatic that's super versatile, Remarkable People is one to try. If you want a realistic soap foam floral, soap foam is actually an accord in here. Exit the King. I have Armand, and I forgot how to pronounce the rest. It's a pepperwood, kind of moist earth kind of smell. I don't like that one. I have that one and just kind of have it. It's not horrible, but it's eh. And then what other one do I have? Soul of My Soul. Fantastic suede musk with vanilla. That's the best one I have. Soul of My Soul. Yellow Bites. Right there. It's right there in the front. Soul of My Soul is great. That's a great fragrance. Absolutely. Super versatile. Anybody can wear that one and enjoy it. Abso-freaking-lutely. I haven't. I have not. I have not tried Zafiro. Like 80s music, best years for new creations. First album, anyways. No. No, it's a smoky vanilla, a little bit of ambroxan and amber. Not really a boozy fragrance. It doesn't have a boozy note, but it is great. If you like smoky vanillas, it's good stuff. Rest in peace, Pimp Chad. Absolutely. Some Skepta, Stormy, Wiley, LOL. I live in South Florida, so I just I wear what I want when I want. So yeah, you have the weather they lump me in with. If you're in South Florida, you have that weather. Seasonal fragrances. I do get some horror sometimes. I still get the compliments. So yeah, I love pizza. I bet you do, Kyler. I mean, I wear whatever I want whenever the hell I want to, but some things, sometimes, like if it's hot outside, it's muggy, I don't want to wear anything heavy. It's not a good wearing experience. That's one of the things that makes me so seasonal. Because if it's hot and humid outside, why would you want to wear something heavy? It's not a good experience, at least for me. It's just not a good wearing experience. Whereas something bright and fresh, you want a light fragrance for things like that. I do anyways. And vice versa. A light fragrance just isn't going to do the trick when it's cool outside. It's just not going to cut it unless it's a really strong, fresh fragrance. Smelled a few. Wow. Slept on them way too long. EJ made some great stuff. Great stuff. You're in the middle. Paco Rabanne 1 million. Just ordered 2 pizzas. There you go. So I'm actually eating a pizza after this, but I'm eating one of those cauliflower pepperoni pizzas. Cauliflower crust. I've been on those since before the bulk. I just prefer them. Another one that I love is the pepperoni California Pizza Kitchen. Their thin crust, that's phenomenal. Those are great. Love, love, love those. I haven't eaten one in a little while though. Late to the party. Jared Miller, the new super chat king. That man was just funneling the money at Dedrick last night. It was hilarious. I could eat 2 pizzas right now. That's quite the appetite. I'm a pepperoni guy. I don't know what Giancarlo ordered. I'm really divided on 1 Million Royal. I wore it yesterday. It's right over my shoulder. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I've said it a bunch. Every time I talk about it, I said it in yesterday's quick review short, is the sweetness of the line is a little muted. It's still sweet, but it doesn't smell as sweet as any of the other ones outside of the cologne flanker, because that doesn't even smell like 1 Million. I really like Royal. I think it's underappreciated. I do. You missed the giveaway. Giving away hugs. You don't get a hug. So, because you were late. 1 Million Royal. I'm just messing with you, Jared. I couldn't think of anything. That's why I said you missed your hug. We're giving away hugs. Even on a cut, I fit pizza in. Well, I was eating those. Like, there were certain days that I would eat them because the whole pizza is a little over 800 calories and it's a cauliflower crust. All the fat's coming from the pepperoni, but they don't put a lot of pepperoni. I mean, some of the fat's coming from the cheese too, but mostly from the pepperoni. You know what I do like that I never see anymore at Walmart? Sweet Earth Meat Lovers pizza with the tofu pepperonis and stuff like that. I actually love those. The not real meat pizza. It's actually delicious with the peppers and everything on it. I haven't seen one in forever. I would buy like 5 of them right now and cram them in the freezer some kind of way. They always have just the no topping one, and I don't want that shit. I want the meat lover one. The meat lovers that's not meat. That's one of those that I do actually like, the Sweet Earth pizza. I haven't seen one in a while, a couple of years. Even in Colorado, I couldn't find them. How'd we get on pizza? It's been an ongoing conversation. I want to try that Golden Nude flanker too. Just got in watermelon Sean Ross. I think it's like a watermelon root beer. That's fair. I can see where you're coming from. I think it's great though. Do you like it? Just because you think it smells like watermelon root beer doesn't mean you like it. Do you like it? Because I think it's quite good. Justin seems to like it too. Rocha Sloan, the school team. What do you guys think? I mean, I can't imagine too many people voting against that. One Hawaiian ham pineapple. Oh, you're a pineapple pizza guy? Jesus. Italian sausage and double cheese on the other one. Straight to hell. I say go for it. I mean, I already gave my vote. I'll let everybody else weigh in. I like a bunch of pineapple pizza goers in here, huh? I'm simple. I like chocolate chip cookies. I like pepperoni pizza. I'm simple when it comes to that kind of stuff. I don't like crazy shit with my cookies. I don't like crazy shit with my pizzas. Now, I do like bell peppers and like roasted tomatoes and stuff like that. I'll do that on pizzas. But like meat lovers, super grease bombs, with all kinds of sausage and ground meat. I don't do meat lovers, and I don't like Supremes because I can't stand mushrooms. Don't like mushrooms. If you give me anything with mushrooms in it, I'm going to sit there and pick it out until every single little bitty molecule of mushrooms out of the damn food. I don't like the texture of mushrooms. So that limits me on a lot of things. Disgrace to mankind. You're fired. Good stuff. Big Ross the boss. Good to be amongst the fam. Even if I can only listen in. Well, I appreciate you being here. Rocha Sloan or Latafa Legacy? I mean, Rocha Sloan. It's one of the better blue fragrances out there, especially for the money. Kick me out now, Ross. It's all taste stuff, just like certain fragrances. It's a taste thing. Spectre Ghost is actually very good. Yo Boz. There we go. Best Mahir. Maybe I haven't tried the black one, just silver. Mahir Legacy is really good. Oh, so that's probably what he was asking with Mahir, with Latafa Legacy. He's butchered the spelling. Lataffa. So Latafa's Lattafa. And then Legacy Leagsy. So Legacy is Legacy. Man, you butchered that, Edmund. Slow down on your typing. You type too fast, probably. Happens to me. I'll fat finger something from typing too fast. But I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. But I would still say Rocha Sloan. In your opinion, what is your top 3 out the shower scents for nighttime? So that varies so much, but one that I've kind of been on for a while and I've been taking a break from recently, Ferrari Radiant Bergamot kind of took Nautica Classics' place as like my go-to. But Nautica Classics like an all-time great out the shower for me. So those two, Radiant Bergamot from Ferrari and Nautica Classic. And I would say probably another one that I've worn the most out the shower is Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct together. So that would be the 3, just most worn in the last several years. That would have to be my top 3 because it's the ones I've wore the most. Salmon is great protein, really good fats too. Soy is awful for men's brains. It causes your brain to shrink. Not a good goal. Love salmon. I'll check out Pop. Quinoa has a very good amino acid profile. It does, but you also put stuff on top of quinoa. You have to remember, you're not going to, most people aren't just going to eat plain quinoa. Now I want pizza, sushi, and beer. Well, have at it, Kyler. If you want a veggie protein, just do pea protein. And see, there's certain cookies like the Lenny's and whatever, those protein cookies, it's all pea protein. That's why I won't mess with them. Like I don't want to do the vegan proteins. I want some whey protein in my supplements. You know, I want that that faster absorption, and I want that higher amino acid profile, that richer amino acid profile, which is fine for most, but for me, I want specific things. Gentleman Boise has a great scent, doesn't last long or project. Really? I don't know of any alternatives for it, but I'm surprised to hear that. So are you saying like 5 and 6 hours isn't long and hour and a half projection isn't long? Because that's average. That's about what I get from. I actually get a little bit more longevity out of it than that, but that's a per person kind of thing. It varies, but I'm surprised to hear that. So I've been wanting to try that one. I've heard it is so good. I have heard it is so good. Here comes Eric. I don't rock with the plant-based stuff. I was in the best shape of my life by just limiting things that I like that were bad for me. My workouts, I aim to burn at least 800 calories in an hour. That's freaking impressive. But you are also doing athletic training. You weren't just lifting the lift. You do athletic training. For those of you who don't know, Eric is a former NFL player. He's been playing football his whole life. Now he trains the youth, trains the young men. So you're still probably training like an athlete, maybe not as hard as you were because you're not trying to stay on the field, but I'm sure you're still doing a lot of the same exercises and movements and similar workout plan, just maybe not with the same exact goal in the end game. So yeah, I'm sure you burn hella calories. You train like an athlete. Your lifts are athletic, not just power-based or for you're not training just for hypertrophy. You're training for function and explosiveness and all the endurance. Have a good one, Joel. We're about to shut it down here in a minute. We're hour 18. I'm going to max it out at an hour 30. We'll hang a little bit longer. I haven't tried anything from them, Jason, just that one. That one time with Justin, and I don't even remember it well enough at this point. It's been like a year and a half. Smelled it one time with Justin. I have. Bison's quite good. I've had elk, a little gamey, but was able to cook it out. Of course, I love deer. Love deer meat. But yeah, I've only had bison 3 or 4 times. It's been 2 years probably since the last time I had it, maybe longer. It's been a while. That's not near as gamey as elk. Elk's a bit has that wild game taste. You gotta season it and cook it a certain way to get rid of that shit. But it's so tender. Elk is so tender. Well, that would involve eating fruits, and I have no problem eating fruits, but cutting starches out completely. That's what it comes down to when I talk about it's hard for me to cut the carbs out. Is I got to have some kind of starch at some point. I've tried to not have starches, and it's just so freaking hard. Like I can go for a little bit, maybe a day or two, but I'm going to fall off the wagon with cutting out starches. So I would love to do the carnivore diet and just weigh my food, not count macros, but weigh my food like people that are on carnivore diets typically do however many pounds of red meat, pounds of chicken, pounds of this, and then pounds of this kind of fruit, pounds of that kind. They eat their food by the pound. So it's different. To great success. Because I mean, think about it. Think hundreds of years ago. They were hunting. You killed your food. You picked your food. You grew your food. You could eat greens, but you were mainly eating fruits, vegetables, and meat. It's basically what the natural order of things was in our evolution. All these starches are addictive, hence why I was saying that I can't just cut them out completely. And that's where all the inflammation and a lot of our health problems come from, is the starchy carbs and the heavily processed sugars and things like that. Like natural sugar is nothing wrong with that. So fruit's full of it. It's the processed stuff. We've done this to ourselves, people. We have done this to ourselves. I've never heard of them. Never heard of them, Dennis. Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's fun. Like I said, it's my favorite. Most people will claim the extreme is their favorite, and I'm not going to argue against it. It's the tobacco one. The plum's beautiful. It's great. It's phenomenal. I would say it's the second best one for me. God, it's so good. But I prefer the intense because of the smokiness and the enhanced leather. That's why I like that one. Off 9 p.m. Got a compliment from a dude. I'll take it. What's your favorite Versace fragrance? Mine's L'Homme and Versace Pour Homme and Blue Jeans. If I had to just pick one, it's going to be Dylan Blue. But if we're going to do three, then I got to go with Eros Flame. And it's hard to pick between Blue Jeans and Pour Homme, but I think I have to go with Pour Homme. So there's my one and my three. Hate to say, but a lot of chemicals in fragrance are hormone disruptors. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Which body part would you say you're blessed with genetically? Forearms. I get asked almost daily, what's my forearm routine? I do not train forearms. I do not. Never once. That's just from all the other movements. The way I'm sitting is making my back stiffen up. Let me lean back more or something. I don't know. Yep, that's the genetic feature physically that I maybe have a little up on most, I guess I would say. Outside of that, I have very wide back. Like, can't really tell that it's as wide as it is from the front until you see me from behind and you're like, holy shit. I did extremely wide back for my frame, but it's my forearms. It's definitely the vascularity and the leanness and the development. I got a lot of separation in my forearms. Even being bulky and full of fluid like this, my forearms are still lean. And you can see all the separation. Yep, forearms. My wife was taking ashwagandha for a while, for like a year. I have not tried it, Connor. Got to eat my pizza. Got to go. Peace, love, respect. John Carlo, good to see you. Mancera Wood and Spices. I think you mean Montal Wood and Spices or Nico's Parfum. The Montal. Yeah. I mean, I know you mean Montal. The same. They're both Pierre Montal brands. Yeah, Mancera Wood and Spices is richer. It smells a little higher quality, and of course, it's way stronger. For the money, Nico's Parfum is great. It's right there. It is great for the $25 I paid for it. It's great. Or you could pay $70 to $80 and get Wood and Spices. It is better. It's superior across the board. Pick a category, it's better. Again, I go back to, if the more expensive one's an option in these situations, the more expensive one's more expensive for a reason. Look at it that way. It's not just a cash grab. They're not just charging just to charge. And even then, Montal and Mancera, very affordable for what you get. Bozzy, there you go. Sent to the Bay with the $5 super chat. How's it going, Frag fam? Send today's Creed Himalaya, underappreciated. Ross, do you have our own the WCW fragrance? Was talking to an old friend. The Nitro fragrance? No, but people have sent that to me. When I wore my Nitro fit, people privately DM'd me about, man, you should get it. You should totally do a review. I had like 6 or 7 people that day. when I wore my Nitro hat with my Nitro shirt. That was hilarious. No, I don't have it. But then thank you for the super chat. No, never based off the color I'm wearing. Wow, I got behind pretty quick again. So stop teasing, Ross. I'm thinking over meaty pizza now. I mean, I'm not teasing. I'm talking about I don't like that. I mean, I will eat it on occasion, but I'm going to pick some of the stuff off because I don't like, because it makes pizza so greasy, especially when it's quality meats. It's going to be a greasy ass pizza. So, anchovies on pizza is pure heaven. Green peppers with mushrooms. I'm with you on the peppers, but not with the mushrooms. I'm like that with olives. I'll pick them out. Yeah, I don't like olives either. My wife loves black olives. Mexican style pizza, barbecue Southern style pizza, and classic Italian. You have good taste, Boz. Like I said, I'm flexible with pizza, but if I'm just going to order something for me, it's just going to be pepperoni. I'm very easy. All right, let me scroll down. I'm just so far behind. None in the foreseeable future. May never happen again. Seriously, none in the foreseeable future. The Sony Wave, I think, is quite good. I think it's quite good. It smells like an affordable take on a Lorem Sport. So, God, I'm so far behind. Like, I can just skip a bunch, and then I still have so much more. Literally, never had an advertisement for pizza pop up before. Did you get an ad break for pizza during this? Because that's hilarious. They're listening. Did you really get an ad break for pizza? It was a Domino's pizza ad. Son of a bitch. Because we're talking about pizza. You guys are going to get ad breaks for freaking pizza now. Jesus. Unreal. Our lives are defined by algorithms these days. Yeah, they are. Unreal. Abs are cool and all, but have you ever had a pepper jack boudin ball before? LOL, man, it's so much harder to diet down here in South Louisiana. It is. It is way harder. And I'm not dieting right now, but force feeding yourself mundane food kind of to not eat garbage all the time. But like, don't get me wrong, my food's tasty and everything, but it's a lot of food because I'm bulking. Like, I know you guys see it in my face that I put on 13 pounds in 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. So it's more of a chore. I actually prefer to eat at a lower calorie range because I'm just used to it. Because I cut so much weight over the last couple of years. I've lost over 40 pounds of fat and put on like 20 pounds of muscle in the last 2.5, 3 years. It's a slow progress. It's a slow progression, but man, yeah, and I have had pepper jack boudin balls before, actually. I'm from Homa. I'm used to all of that stuff, and then go and hit Best Stop and Scott, get their boudin, their beef jerky, phenomenal. If you're ever passing through Lafayette, guys, stop at Best Stop and Scott right outside of Lafayette. Thank me later. Stuffed pork chops. Good God Almighty. Or stop in Eunice, get some of the sausage. Like Billy, we could go on and on. I'm from round those parts. We could go on and on. Noel, good to see you. As our wanted by night. Much love with this. Very much love with this. Very much in love with this. Sorry. Sprayed it long ago. Knew I always wanted a bottle. I'm kind of surprised. I don't get very much performance out of it. I'm kind of surprised too. I'm very surprised. So we're about to hit the 1.5 hour mark, and we are about to shut it down. So I got to scroll ahead. I have to say, Chicago's pizza is really good. Usually when I go visit George, we have pizza at some point. I've had pizza many times in Chicago. Chicago's pizza is really good. All right, we're almost to the bottom. Justice for pineapple pizza. Yeah, I've been there in Scott's. Yeah. Best Stop in Scott. I love it. People love pizza. That's why. Anywho, I'm out. God bless. I want to step outside, Paul. Here we go. Not really. It's just raining here. So on that note, we'll go ahead and shut it down. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to everybody that gave super chats. Jared, I appreciate you gifting that membership to whomever got it. Did see that earlier. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Definitely check out today's videos if you haven't yet. We'll have another stream on Monday. I'm not sure if it'll be another one like this or a topic specifically. I'll set it up on Sunday. And of course, we'll have content through the weekend, weekly rotation. Have a Latafa video coming out tomorrow. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day and an awesome weekend. Thank you for being here. Y'all have a good one, guys.